Weatherball goes unshielded, Ninetales now looking for the fire spin farm down, which we get. And then if the opponent sends back out Poliwrath, if they don't know about that solar beam coverage, they're about to find out. Welcome back to the channel. Remix Cup is here, which is a very interesting cup because the top 20 most used Pokemon, according to Niantic anyway, are banned, and that frees up certain Pokemon to roam free. Today we are featuring some battles from my good friend and Discord moderator KitKat Deluxe. She is showcasing two of them Pokemon that are now roaming free. First up we've got Shadow Venusaur. This fan favourite has always been a phenomenally powerful Pokemon. However, the two big Incinerate users, Talonflame and Skeledirge, are awful for it. These Pokemon are banned. We've also got stuff like Skarmory and Altaria, dreadful. Guess what? They're banned as well. If them big four weren't already making Venusaur's life difficult, you've also got channel favourite, a Pokemon I call Sonic the Hedgehog, Alolan Sandslash, that is very prevalent and completely walls Venusaur. That also finds itself on the bans list. Next up, we've got Shadow Kanto Ninetales. People like to run sometimes triple weak to fire, thinking it's a myth, and I'll be honest, in Open Great League, it essentially is. Something like 20 of the top 40 on PvPoke are all water types, so to run fire, you have to be an absolute mad lad. Lantern, banned. Azumarill, banned. Wish Daddy Cash, get yourself on that ban list. And of course, we've got public enemy number one, Bastiodon. So you see where this is going. Unfortunately, these two, as a core, they do cover each other quite nicely. However, we have an obvious weakness to certain flyers and, of course, dragons. So rounding the team off, we've got Dewgong. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, we saw the battle of the grass types. KitKat forced herself early shield advantage, sent out Kanto Ninetales, looked for the farm down, the opponent said no, and safe switched into Dunsparce. Not fantastic for our Ninetales. Dunsparce does hit like a wet noodle, but both Drill Run and Rock Slide would be hitting for super effective. KitKat happy to burn both Protect Shields, and it looks like she's attempting a very aggressive Fire Spin farm down. I don't think we're going to quite make it, so stay in school kids and learn to count. We pivot into Dewgong, saving all that energy. The opponent needs to pivot or they're going to get farmed down. The opponent recognising they're going to get farmed down, send back out Victreebel. Victreebel is going to be greeted with the Icy Wind. Icy Wind forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Victreebel forced to throw and is now tasked with Ninetales to clean up. We're at essentially 100 energy. Ninetales gets the farm down. There's no shot. The opponent sends out Dewgong. Do they know? Because if they don't know about that solar beam, they're about to find out. Get that Dewgong off my screen. Ninetales gets the farm down. And we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see the battle of the grass types. Venusaur usually beats the other grass types, with Ferrothorn being the exception. Steel double resist poison, whereas grass takes super effective. So they do single resist poison. Both steel and grass resist grass, so our Frenzy Plant is going to be double resisted. KitKat fires off the single resisted Sludge Bomb, landing for some solid chip damage. Most Ferrothorn will be running Thunder, so if you're Ferrothorn in this matchup, you have got Thunder as a second move, that is the correct move to throw. It's single resisted and is better DPE. KitKat aggressively sends out Ninetales, Ninetales eats the Power Whip, and the opponent then sends out Annihilate. It's very nice to bait the counter user out onto the battlefield so Dewgong won't have to face it. You can see just how oppressive Kanto Ninetales is. Just 3 fire spins and a weather ball. I've done 2/3 of the opponent's health. They fire off the Night Slash. Night Slash doesn't get the job done. And unfortunately die with the next weather ball. KitKat now going to send out Dewgong. Dewgong going to look for the Ice Shard farm down and leave with energy good to go. The opponent reaches the departing Night Slash, which doesn't do too much damage as Dewgong is insanely tick. Both trainers still hanging on to 2 protections. The opponent thinking about what they want to do. Send out Mantine. This is why I really like Venusaur. Because now stuff like Altaria and Skarmory are banned. The most common flyers are going to be Mantine and Gligar that both take neutral from grass. We land the Icy Wind. You can see that did absolutely nothing as Mantine has about 10 bazillion HP. We see KitKat for a very disciplined time in 1 Ice Shard. And the charge with Icy Wind forces the protection, but then go for that wham bam combo play, pivot out into Venusaur, fire off the Frenzy Plant, forcing the opponent's final protection. Venusaur able to outpace to the next Frenzy Plant. Mantine might think it's thick, but evidently it isn't thick enough, and the opponent is going to concede the match. GG's and thanks for playing. Venusaur displaying its ruthless closing power. In the next battle, we see Mandibuzz in the lead. Not fantastic by any means. KitKat farms up. Looks to make a very nice aerial ace catch onto bulky Dewgong. Our Dugong save switch is met by Scrafty, which of course is awful. The opponent's going to be going straight power up punch, looking to vamp up their attack. Likewise, Dugong going to be going straight Icy Wind, looking to lower that attack, returning it back to neutral. This opponent run ABA Dark. Wigglytuff is banned, but there's still plenty of fairies that could give this team a headache. Dugong able to reach one further Icy Wind, actually forcing a Protect Shield in the mid game. Kit Kat banked all her energy on Venusaur in the opening matchup. She sends it straight back out, fires off the Frenzy Plant immediately, winning the CMP tie, and Frenzy Plant secures the knockup back out. Comes Mandibuzz. Venusaur is insanely classy, but Kit Kat looking to tank the charge move. Aerial Ace does hit for super effective, but a combination of being a trash move, hence I call it Aerial Ace, and Mandibuzz's lack of attack stat means we're able to absorb it. Kit Kat then sends out Ninetales with shield advantage, correctly shields up the Dark Pulse, and then is going to start returning fire with these neutral Weather Balls. The first Weather Ball forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. That caught me off guard, as Mandibuzz isn't really a Pokemon you'd shield, although this opponent is ABA weak to Fairy, so perhaps they've got a Steel type that of course wouldn't fancy the work of K9. Kit Kat farms up, fires off the next Weather Ball. You can see Mandibuzz insanely thick Weather Ball doesn't get the job done, but likewise will survive any one move. Dark Pulse gets us low, the opponent sends out Shadow Vic. Hi trainer, bye trainer, Vic straight in and straight out. We then go for the wham bam combo play, reach the Frenzy Plant, and Venusaur is a Mandibuzz counter confirmed. You heard it here first. Very well played, Kit Kat. GG's. In the next battle, we see some Shadow on Shadow crime in Kit Kat's favour. The opponent save switches into Cresselia. Kit Kat stays in, likely looking to chip and dip. She actually farms up, looks to catch a potential bait onto Ninetales, and that is a very risky play, especially if this opponent has Future Sight. Oof, which they do. Like I said in yesterday's video, I'm someone who doesn't really chip and dip often enough, and I think this is a matchup we really should have, because we can't afford to lose alignment, because Poliwrath is going to feast on Dugong. Kit Kat now forced to shield up Grass Knots with 2 shields down. Kit Kat fires off the Weather Ball. Weather Ball goes unshielded. Can we get the Fire Spin farm down? Yes, we can. And then if the opponent don't know about that Solar Beam coverage, my God, are they about to find out? Solar Beam goes unshielded. Get that Poliwrath out of here. The opponent looking to save 2 Protect Shields for the bulky flyer in the back, Mantine. However, Mantine isn't going to be able to get the job done, as we've got Dugong. They can hit us for neutral with these aerial asses, but they do hardly anything. Bearing in mind that one isn't debuffed, the next one is going to do even less. Maybe I'm wrong. Can the opponent win that? I doubt it, I'll be honest. They didn't even shield that. They're getting lower and lower. They might even die to fast move pressure. You can see this aerial ace essentially heals Dugong. Trainer, please top left. The opponent's going to need at least 2 more aerial aces to knock out Dugong. There's the first. You can see they definitely are not wing attack farming us down. The opponent's going to need to start shielding. They shield up the Icy Wind. Dugong looking to reach the next Icy Wind. The opponent did commit to their win con, which was the farm down. However, Dugong said no, and we take that game. Kit Kat utilising a get out of jail free card with that Solar Beam there in the next battle. Yikes. Pidgeot is a big fat no thank you. We save switch into Dugong and are met by Greninja. Of course, Dugong would be a hard counter for Pidgeot, but Kit Kat sticking to her guns and continuing to save switch Dugong in all bad leads. And I like that play, to be honest. So I think it's got a lot more neutral play across the board. Of course, Whiscash is banned. If it was to save switch Ninetales, we could certainly be met by something like a Quagsire and we'd get absolutely clapped. You can see again, Kit Kat has managed to force herself. Shield advantage in the mid game. The opponent fires off the next Night Slash. Kit Kat continuing to go Icy Wind all the way. While I was yapping away, the opponent got the boost, so I guess Kit Kat was thinking the opponent's likely going to ride that boost, and they actually called our bait like a savage. Night Slash boosts your attack by 2 stages. So this is now returned to neutrals. We lowered their attack by 2 stages. With 2 Icy Winds, Kit Kat sends out Ninetales with shield advantage. And once again, there's a Dugong. We're going to need to land that Hail Mary. Kit Kat with 2 Protect Shields thinks about calling the bait last second. Invest that Protect Shield. And my God, good job she did, as the opponent was not baiting. Likewise, Kit Kat full sends the Solar Beam. Oof, which goes shielded. Kit Kat gonna burn the final protection here, and the opponent, like a savage, bait us with the Icy Wind. Kit Kat then farms up, throws the neutral Weather Ball. Weather Ball isn't quite lethal. Kit Kat banks the Weather Ball sniped with Venusaur. We're going to be able to outpace the Sludge Bomb, and then it is with the RNG gods. Pidgeot usually has a higher attack, but this is an IV dependent CMP. Who's going to win the CMP tile? Kit Kat evidently has a very highly attack weighted Ninetales and were able to take that game. So if both Pokemon had PvP IVs, meaning low attack, high defense and high stamina, Pidgeot generally has around a 2 higher attack. In the next battle we see a great lead. Venusaur into Stinky Binky, that stupid Pokemon that looks like a bloody butt plug. The opponent safe switches into Mandibuzz and Mandibuzz is punished by Dewgong. Mandibuzz is going to have a very tough time of looking to realign, and of course we want alignment as Ninetales does not want any rocks thrown at it. Kit Kat farms up, throws the Icy Wind on the CMP tie. Dewgong doesn't win too many charge attack priorities, but this is one we do actually win. Kit Kat's going to be able to absorb this next foul play, Ice Shard farm down and leave minimal farm for the returning Carbink, and we've got a Drill Run good to go. Let's see if the opponent sends out Carbink. Yes they do, this Drill Run hits for super effective. But Carbink, so thick. Holy moly, that did nothing. We send back out Venusaur. The opponent pivots into Mantine, and we're forced to send out Ninetales. Kit Kat looking to go straight Solar Beam, and we're calling the opponent doesn't have Water Pulse. The opponent actually bait with the Air Release, and Kit Kat full sends it. Does the opponent respect the damage? No shot, they shield that beam. Come on. We've already seen previously that Venusaur does around 50% to Mantine with the neutral Frenzy Plant. So Kit Kat saving both Protect Shields of Venusaur. She sends it back out, farms up, throws the Frenzy Plant on the CMP tie, forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. Evidently the opponent just looking to get some shields of us and do as much wing attack damage as possible. We need to be mindful as well. The opponent might look to make a catch at some stage. Kit Kat burns the final Protect Shield. Oof, the opponent does make that catch. Kit Kat, you need to undercharge. Kit Kat does go for the undercharge. The undercharge looks like an absolute beauty. Kit Kat gets the perfect farm down, leaves with the Frenzy Plant. What an undercharge. Absolute pinpoint perfect. GG's and thanks for playing. Can you believe it that Kit Kat hasn't played this game that long? However, she's took to it like a duck to water. In the next battle, fantastically, the opponent safe switches into Gligar, and it is hard punished by Dewgong. I think a lot of us expected Gligar to be the most common flyer, when in reality it's definitely Mantine. Probably because it's got a favourable matchup against Gligar. Kit Kat gets the full Ice Shard farm down, back out, comes for Alligator. We go straight for the Drill Run. Drill Run lands, doing around 45%. This next one won't be lethal, but will leave him incredibly low. The next Drill Run forces a Protect Shield. The opponent heavily over farming before firing off the Hydro Cannon. Of course, Gator does have access to Ice Beam, and Venusaur is going to need to be careful of that. We send out Venusaur, the opponent banks a boatload of energy, send out Mandibuzz, and we see the pivot into Cantone and Ninetales. With a 2-to-1 shield advantage, Ninetales should have no problem cleaning up. You can see these buff fire spins really coming in clutch as they offer quite a lot of fast move pressure, and Weather Ball is super spammy. It takes only 4 fire spins to the first and 3 to the second, and then I guess it just alternates after that. 4-3, 4-3, you get the idea. The opponent was able to land the hard hitting Dark Pulse the first time, so now they're going straight Aerial Ace. Although Kit Kat has managed to put this thing into Sludge Bomb range, so she's just going to save her final Protect Shield for Venusaur. The opponent goes for that Wham Bam combo play, send out for Alligator, but they're not going to be able to reach 2 moves. They go for the Hydro Cannon bait, but no bait will save this opponent's fate. And for the second time in the video, Venusaur is a Mandibuzz counter confirmed. GG's and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, Kit Kat leads Shadow Venusaur into another Carbink. The stupid butt plug, this opponent opting to stay in, so I am worried the opponent might look to make a catch. The opponent continues to stay in, so Kit Kat farms up, fires off the Frenzy Plant on the CMP tie. It takes Carbink 9 rock throws to the rock slide and 12 to the Moonblast. This thing is so slow at generating energy. Kit Kat went for the 1 shield farm all the way down. The opponent must be ABA weak. There's no real other reason to stay in such a poor matchup. The opponent sends out Mandibuzz. Kit Kat fires off the Sludge Bomb, then makes a savage catch, catching onto a safe switch of Dewgong. The opponent must be very salty at this stage. As expected, the opponent does have something else weak to grass, with Tapu Fini, a very cool flex in the Great League. I've tried to get one of these for Factions and Battle Frontier and had 0 luck whatsoever. Ideally, Kit Kat would like to force some shields of his opponent, but as we got Venusaur, I doubt they shield Tapu Fini. They're just going to put it all on Mandibuzz. This next Drill Run won't quite be lethal. However, we might be able to Ice Shard farm down. Oh, That Nature's Madness coming in clutch there. With our lower defense, the opponent's actually able to water gun farm us down instead. We do resist everything on Venusaur, but Nature's Madness does secure the knockout. We send out Ninetales, gets the farm down. I think the win con from here is just straight fast moves all the way. You can see these fire spins tearing through Mandibuzz. Kit Kat looks to call the bait. The opponent falls on the Dark Pulse. It looks like Kit Kat is opting to go for 3 Weather Walls instead of the fast move beatdown, thinking Mandibuzz is too thick to beat down. I think we're at the double Weather Ball, but I also think the opponent is going to get fast move beatdown. So I guess the quickest way would have been just to tap your phone and fast move beatdown for the dub. GG's. In the next battle, we see Alolan Marowak, a Pokemon Zonic calls the GOAT. Shout out to Zonic, of course, one of the GOATs of content creation when it comes to Pokemon Go, but Marowak certainly isn't the GOAT. We all know it always has been and always will be Swampert. The opponent answers our Dugong Save Switch with Whimsicott, which is by no means a good response. We fire off the Icy Wind, forcing us shield advantage in the mid game. With a lowered attack, we might actually survive this Seed Bomb. Oh fuck, no we don't. If we would have survived, we actually had the Icy Wind there, so we could have Force Switch or both Protections. Unfortunately, we do die. Kit Kat now sends out Venusaur. Venusaur on absolute wall to all of this energy, although I think it does learn Hurricane, but I doubt they're running it. You can see just how glassy Venusaur is. A debuff Moonblast did over half our health. Kit Kat recognising she's going to be unable to Vine Whip farm down, banks all of her energy, and then sends out Ninetales. The opponent sends out Clefable into Ninetales, which of course is by no means a good response, but the opponent just wants to keep Marowak aligned with Venusaur. If Clefable's on the standard moveset of Moonblast and Meteor Mash, we resist everything. Kit Kat hanging on to 2 shields. I think we need to shield something. Finally, we see Kit Kat invest a Protect Shield, and we're going to look to absolutely bombard Marowak with a load of resisted moves. Back out comes Marowak. We're going to fire off this Weather Wall. It won't do too much damage, but all chip damage at this stage is going to be great. Frenzy Plant, believe it or not, despite being resisted, actually does about 50%. That definitely is Frenzy Plant range. Kit Kat has the double Frenzy Plant banked. You know the drill. The first Frenzy Plant will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield, and the second one is going to be All She Wrote, with Venusaur being a Marowak counter confirmed. We saw both aspects of Venusaur there. It cannot tank a hit for shit. Resisted moves do a lot, but likewise, it just does not regard type-ins whatsoever. In the next battle, we see Annihilate in the lead. The opponent not fancying that matchup, Save Switch into Mantine, and it's met by Dugong. We've seen this matchup play out numerous times in today's video, and it is very boring, with the opponent throwing Aerial Asses and us throwing Icy Wind, looking to debuff them into oblivion. This should be a comfortable win for Dugong unless the opponent's willing to go down Protect Shield. You can see Kit Kat doesn't need to respect this Aerial Ace whatsoever, as it is absolutely pathetic damage. Kit Kat throws 3 Ice Shards and the Icy Wind, showing great discipline. You always want to throw on odd numbers, 3 turn into 2 turn. The opponent actually saved Mantine on 1 HP, pivot back into Annihilate, and we send back out Venusaur. The opponent goes for the Night Slash, fishing for the boost, but the RNG gods say, not today, trainer. Kit Kat farms up, fires off the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant, of course, needs to be respected and forced to Protect Shield. Kit Kat running out of HP, but we're going to be able to reach the Frenzy Plant before the opponent resisted counter farm us down. Is the opponent willing to go all in on the ape? Frenzy Plant forces the final Protect Shield. The opponent looks for the resisted counter farm down, and they get it. Kit Kat has Ninetales now, upper Protect Shield, and some health left on Dugong. We send back out Dugong. Kit Kat able to reach the Icy Wind, and Icy Wind will be secure in the knockout. Kit Kat now has Ninetales, upper Protect Shield versus whatever's in the back, but we need to be careful. The opponent can catch on the 1 HP Mantine. We see the instant no shield deployed. Kit Kat, like a savage, calls the bait. With a Protect Shield now, Kit Kat should be sitting comfortably, so she's just got to pause a turn, wait for the wing attack to start, and fire off the Weather Ball. No! Kit Kat! This is now going to get very dicey. Gligar very thick. This Weather Ball won't be lethal. Can we Fire Spin farm down before the Aerial Ace? No, we can't, but we're able to win the CMP tie. Holy crap, Kit Kat. You almost gave me an anxiety attack. But GG's. That was a very sweaty battle. Heading into the next one, we see Venusaur into some kind of Wish Pikachu. I'm just kidding. Togedemaru. If you was to buy a Pikachu on Wish.com, this is what I imagine it would look like. The opponent fires off the Fail Stinger. I imagine then they're going to look to land a boosted Wild Charge. Is a boosted Wild Charge going to knock us out? Holy crap, yes it does. Oof, we're in a rough spot. We now send out Ninetales. Ninetales looks for the fire spin farm down. Is this another wild charge? No, it's not. Evidently Kit Kat's counting is better than mine. She knew it was only a fail stinger and did not respect shit. Why is his opponent sending out Meganium into Cantonian Ninetales? I have no idea. This is going to be the easiest shield of Kit Kat's life. The opponent fires off the Frenzy Plant. We fire spin farm down. They must be running double grass as the opponent says no thank you, fuck the algorithm and concede the match. In the next battle we see a Great League Venusaur into the Jellyfish. The opponent safe switches into Shiftry on Bullet Seed interestingly, and we answer with Ninetales. The opponent should reach double foul play, so I guess we're going to be forced to shield one. The opponent throws the first, throw one further Bullet Seed, so they're now at the second. Kit Kat going to keep alignment. I've got no idea why they throw a Leaf Blade. Foul play, or Snarl I should say, is a Bullet Seed clone, so it's 4-3. Whatever. Back out comes Jellicent. We full send the Solar Beam. Does the opponent respect the damage? Get that Jellicent out of here. The opponent running double grass. They fucked about and they found out. If I was the opponent, I would have top left after the beam landed, but the opponent looking to play it out. They're looking for the resisted Vine Whip farm down, but Ninetales just refusing to die. Forces both protections. Finally, the opponent does get rid of our Ninetales. However, we can enter the mirror, force the opponent to Sludge Bomb. So one Sludge Bomb won't even knock us out, to be honest. The opponent fire it off. Venusaur says, is that all you've got? We reach our own Sludge Bomb, and Kit Kat picks up an emphatic dub. What a win! Moving on to the next battle. Why do I keep laughing every time I shoutcast recently? Come on, Jamie, pull yourself together. Dragonair, no thank you. We save switch into Dugong, and I'm met by Vikavolt. Charger Bug's banned, so apparently people have just gone its evolution. Kit Kat correctly shields up the discharge. She then throws one Ice Shard and the Icy Wind. And we should actually outpace the next one, as it's going to take the opponent 2 further Volt Switches, and we're only 2 Ice Shards off the Icy Wind. Kit Kat is going to take back switch or force all shields down. The opponent goes shields down, and that's great, as one Sludge Bomb does so much to Dragonair. Kit Kat happy with Dugong's contribution. Gaining a shield advantage, just lets it go down, sends out Ninetales. Ninetales very quickly deletes that bug in the blink of an eye. However, Ninetales is a pretty dreadful matchup into Dragonair, as the Aqua Tail is going to hit for a lot of super effective damage, especially now it's been buffed this season. Kit Kat burns the final Protect Shield, shielding up the Body Slam. It looks like the opponent was anticipating us perhaps trying to make a catch. Kit Kat farms up, fires off the Weather Ball. Weather Ball gets the opponent low. We then pivot out into Venusaur, and I'm met by Pidgeot. Oof. This looks shambolic. Although hold that 4, as the opponent is going to be forced to throw here. They're nowhere near doubled up, so if we fire spin farm down, can we get the farm down? Yes we can. I take it back, it's not shambolic. Kit Kat is going to pick up the dub. Venusaur's Sludge Bomb hit far harder than I was expected. GG's and thanks for playing. Heading into the final battle of today's showcase, we're going to see the battle of the grass types, the very annoying Shadow Vic into Venusaur. Why are people still running Razor Leaf? I actually quite like Vic on Magical Leaf, but people just love to be toxic. Kit Kat farms up, goes for the double resisted, Frenzy Plant bait, forcing us early shield advantage. We see the instant shield deployed from Kit Kat. I guess we're looking to force the final shield with a Sludge Bomb. Nope, we're actually going to aggressively pivot into Ninetales. The opponent takes so long to switch and clearly have no response, as Empoleon isn't the counter you are looking for. Kit Kat farms up, fires off the Weather Ball. Weather Ball goes unshielded. Kit Kat now going to be able to one shield. Fire spin farm all the way down. If this is your best response trainer, you, sir, are in shambles. Kit Kat now chomping at the bit with so much energy. If Vic comes out, Vic's just going to get Fire Spun farm down. The opponent actually sends out for Alligator. There's no shot. Does the opponent respect the damage? There's another big boom to end the video. Ninetales sweeps the entire team. GG's and thanks for playing. Of course, the opponent couldn't really shield that, as it would have just Frenzy Planted them to death. But regardless, that boom was satisfying. Huge shout out to Kit Kat for a very fun battle submission. If you're looking for a fun team, give Shadow Ninetales with Solar Beam a try, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to have some fun. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing if you'd like your battles, like Kit Kat did, featured on my channel. A link to the battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.